Welcome back, everyone. This is Used Aircraft Salesman GTA Failure. Now, in the previous 9 videos, I showed you 54 fabulous unique vehicles plus the Esperanto, and some of you I still could not convince to take any of them home. So maybe instead of driving on land, flying up in the air is more your speed. If that describes you, this video is for you. So we're going to take a look at each of the different flyable, controllable vehicles here in Vice City. And I made a little obstacle course for myself. I'm going to fly over to the building on the western island with the big hole in it that you have to fly through for one of the chopper checkpoint missions. It's just south of the VCN Maverick. We're going to go through there. We'll go underneath a couple of low bridges. In particular, we're going to head under the lowest part of each of those bridges. If we manage to survive both of those bridges, we'll head under a billboard on the western island and ultimately try to sneak into the military base and steal that Hunter helicopter without getting myself or my Hunter blown up by the soldiers on the base. So let's start. Here is the hole that we're talking about. We'll go ahead and give ourselves some wanted stars just to spice up our test drive. And we will jump in here. There's a lot that I can say about the Maverick, but I don't think we have a whole heck of a lot of time to say it. So I'm just going to jump to the variants. So in this game, there's the VCN Maverick, which we'll look at in this video, and also the Police Maverick, which we will also look at in this video. And the Maverick, this one, appears in a surprising number of missions in this game. In the beginning, which was one of the cutscene missions, there's a cutscene involving a helicopter. That helicopter carries the Vance brothers, and it is an all-black Maverick. During Phnom Penh 86, a Maverick is used to assault a mansion on Prawn Island. During All Hands on Deck, 2 Mavericks are used to assault Colonel Cortez's yacht. This is the low bridge coming up here. I didn't even make it to the bridge. I got harassed by all these police boats, but that is an aggressively low bridge for this poor little Maverick. Up next is the Police Maverick, but while we walk around, I'll continue reading about the Maverick's appearances and missions. Let's see. During checkout at the check-in, a Maverick spawns on the helipad on Escobar International Airport. During loose ends, a special colored Maverick spawns on the roof of the ice cream factory. And finally, during Hit the Courier arrives in a Maverick to deliver the counterfeit plates. Pretty cool. Lots of appearances. And then just real quick on the trivia here, the name of the Maverick may be a reference to the 1986 film Top Gun, as Maverick is the call sign of the main character played by Tom Cruise, and the whole film is about flying. Cool. Okay, next up, as you're seeing here, is the Police Maverick. Every single one of these aircraft has exactly one fixed spawn, although some of them don't show up until you've, passed everything or collected 100 packages in the case of the Hunter, for example. Okay, let's read from the wiki about the Police Maverick. It appears in every game since Vice City, and it's due to appear in GTA 6. Exciting stuff. Heading under the first bridge and heading towards the second bridge. That second bridge was just a bit too aggressive. When I made up this obstacle course, I didn't realize how aggressive this one was. I thought in a helicopter, where you can basically just line everything up and get at just the right altitude, I thought I'd be able to sneak under here. Proved tougher than I expected, plus the police boats are harassing me and getting shot at from the air. All standard stuff for your used aircraft salesman GTA Failure. This looks safe. Did I make it? No, I'm still on the same side as I started on. Never mind. We're going to keep trying here as we blow up. Okay, next up is not a helicopter, but is an airplane. It's the Skimmer. So let's go ahead and read about the Skimmer as we slowly get this thing up to height. I don't think it's possible to get it high enough to go into that building with the hole. From the wiki, this seaplane is featured in Vice City and San Andreas and Vice City Stories. And prominent appearances in missions. In the mission Dodo, Tommy uses a skimmer to spread leaflets around the city. And so that's why we find this skimmer here. It shows up only during and after completion of the mission Dodo. All right, very good. The name Skimmer comes from a family of tropical birds with the same name. I've never heard of that. Similarly, the term skimming can refer to dragging something quickly across the surface of the water. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. In the game files for Vice City and Vice City Stories, the skimmer is defined as a boat instead of a plane, possibly because of its ability to float on water. This was also the case with the Dodo in GTA 3, where the Dodo was defined as a car. In San Andreas, however, the skimmer, or maybe they're talking about the dodo here, is defined as a plane. Probably talking about the skimmer. Okay, unsurprisingly, the skimmer was able to make it underneath the tiny bridge there because it's able to land in the water and then continue. So kind of cheesy, but we made it work there. Okay, some more trivia. If a skimmer is flown into a pay and spray, nothing will happen, probably because it is, quote, a boat that has been modified to fly, unlike a helicopter, which will be resprayed and also will come out with generic wheels. Since the plane has no functional doors, if the player enters one with a wanted level, the cops will not be able to open the door and bust the player on the inside. The cops will simply run against the pontoons of the skimmer without doing anything else. Well, that's convenient. So here I think I just decided to head over to the military base. I wasn't really trying to get the hunter in this save file. I was just waiting for the soldiers to shoot up the skimmer until it caught fire. So I'm going to cut this towards the end. It took me several loops, several passes, but here we are getting shot a little bit, and then a little bit more coming up here, and about to be on fire. If a player tries to enter a blown-up skimmer, they're instantly killed. This is done by standing on top of the skimmer and pressing the enter button. The protagonist collapses to the ground, and the usual wasted screen is shown. The main colors are white and red, according to the in-game files here in Vice City. The name of the skimmer in the files is Seaplane instead of Skimmer, which was probably the beta name, and it was carried over to San Andreas. The skimmer can actually fly backwards by diving the plane completely and pitching it at 90 degrees and then pressing the brake button. The plane should fly backwards afterwards. Holy man. If the skimmer is spawned via cheat, it will not crash the game, unlike with other boats. Instead, the skimmer will spawn in front of the player with no propeller, no wing, or tail flaps, and if the player gets on its pontoon and tries to enter it, an invisible door will be open and the game will crash. So naturally, I had to test all of the stuff that I just read, and I was able to verify most of it. So first, you've seen me struggle to get this Sparrow into the pay and spray, but indeed, in a helicopter, the pay and spray door comes down and the vehicle gets sprayed, repaired. I don't know, like it's just normal. And we're going to see in just a minute here that it does not work that way with the skimmer. The door won't come down when we're in a skimmer. Just pushing this thing outside of the pay and spray here. I was thinking that there were going to be like wheels at the bottom of this thing, like as a graphical glitch after bringing the helicopter into the pay and spray, but I didn't see it happen. But anyway, the helicopter here behaved like normal after I pay and sprayed it. And now we'll see the skimmer inside of another pay and spray, and we'll get in and nothing will happen. The door does not come down. Just like the wiki says, the skimmer cannot be pay and sprayed. Here we're going to get a 1-star wanted level and get into the skimmer. You'll see we teleport in because, like the wiki said, there's no door. And so this officer here on the left side of the screen is going to come towards the skimmer and try to pull me out, but he realizes that he is outclassed. There's no door. I just used the aspirin cheat code to get rid of the damage on the skimmer, so I can keep playing around with this officer's hopes and dreams. So we'll give him a chance to come from the driver's side now, the left side, but no door on that side either. That poor woman ran into the skimmer so hard that she died. That's crazy. All right, second officer, nothing. Third officer, it's your time to shine. But no, I am invincible in here. Okay, next thing we're going to do is blow up the skimmer and then see if we can try to get into it. Like the wiki says, if you get up on top of a blown up skimmer and then push the enter vehicle button, which is F on my keyboard, you will die. Let's try to verify that. Okay, so we're standing on top, we push F and waste it. Wow. I wonder why that's programmed that way. Okay, and here we are at the hospital like normal. And now we'll skip ahead to the last thing I was able to verify, and that's flying backwards in the skimmer. So we dip down, we go straight up, and somewhere near the peak, we start pushing the reverse button, which is S on my keyboard. And here I am, flying a skimmer backwards for the first time. I didn't have to do anything with 9 or 6, which are the kind of angle up, angle down. When I did start messing with those, I ended up flipping over, which was sub-ideal. But anyway, pretty cool stuff that I didn't know about the skimmer. So thank you, Wiki. All right, next up is the Sparrow. So this is the vehicle that we just saw me pushing into the pay and spray. It has 4 fixed spawn locations. Each of them starts a little side mission. You'll see it here with all the yeah, like the pink triangle there. 4 chopper checkpoints. And let's go ahead and read about the Sparrow from the wiki. From the in-game description first. Let's see, what's more exciting than a helicopter? A miniature helicopter. What's more exciting than that? A weaponized miniature helicopter. What's more exciting than that? Nothing. So here we are with our weaponized miniature helicopter. And we'll go ahead and do our, our obstacle course that I made up. From the wiki, the Sparrow is a helicopter featured in Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, Chinatown Wars, and GTA Online. Okay, let's take a look at the design. The Sparrow is based on the Bell Model 47 Sioux. That's like a Sioux Indian, Sioux. And more specifically, it's on the G series of that helicopter, evidenced by the soap bubble canopy and exposed welded tube tail rotor. Okay, very good. Lightweight appearance, glass cockpit, curved doors, small engine, long skids, an exposed tail boom with small fins, and a tubular end for the tail rotor. All right. Performance, let's take a look. The helicopter handles quite well compared to the Maverick due to its low weight, but it took a slight downturn in San Andreas. It can fit 2 people inside and is great for transporting a bodyguard in Vice City or a homie in San Andreas. Not as fast as the VCN Maverick or the News Chopper. I thought that was what the VCN Maverick was. Maybe the News Chopper is in San Andreas. Okay, the variants, we've got the Sea Sparrow coming up later in this video. And prominent appearances in missions. Let's see here. So like I said, it's featured in the 4 chopper checkpoints. In Phnom Penh, a Sparrow spawns flying toward the opposite direction during the mission alongside a Sea Sparrow. In Supply and Demand, some Cubans will attack the player from a Sparrow. And in Martha's Mugshot, one spawns inside Interglobal Studios for the player to use to quickly follow Candy Sucks. Okay, so that's the end of the Sparrow. Next up is the VCN Maverick. The VCN Maverick has this one spawn right up here. I guess this is the VCN News building. I think that's the sign that's outside the front of this building. Reading from the wiki, the News Chopper, formerly known as the VCN Maverick, is a news helicopter appearing in Vice City and San Andreas. Description: the helicopter makes a physical appearance in both games. It is named the VCN Maverick in Vice City and renamed the News Chopper in San Andreas. Other than the SAN News logo replacing the Vice City News logo, the design of the helicopter remains identical in both games. Okay, let's look at the design. It's simply a shortened version of the Maverick, which we've already seen. It's based on the Bell 206 and is capable of seating 2 occupants. It's painted blue and white to represent the corporate logo of Vice City News. All right, we'll skip past the performance because this little obstacle course ended at the second trying to go under the bridge for just about every one of these poor aircraft. Goodness gracious. Okay, no appearances in missions. The VCN Maverick is equipped with a police scanner but has no radio. Like the Maverick, the VCN Maverick emits door opening/closing noises similar to large trucks. If the player, in the PS2 version of this game, if the player gets to Vice City mainland before the mainland is unlocked and enters the VCN Maverick, the rotor will not start. Okay, here is a Sea Sparrow. We get this from collecting a bunch of packages. I think it was 70 packages. Oh, I'm sure it'll be in the wiki. Let's take a look. Okay, so one day, this is from an in-game description now. One day, and it's sooner than you think, you're going to find yourself in a position where you need to stage an amphibious landing in a fragile miniature helicopter capable of firing off dozens of rounds a second, and you're going to look back at this moment right now and be very glad you made the right choice. Well, that sounds like it's coming from me, your friendly used aircraft salesman. All right, the Sea Sparrow is a helicopter featured in Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, and GTA Online, and it is due to appear in GTA 6. Designed in the 3D universe, it's an improved version of the Sparrow, which we just saw, and is based on the Bell Model 47 Sioux, which we also saw before. Features pontoons attached to the landing skids and a single grayish color for the fuselage. It's equipped with a machine gun mounted below its fuselage. Good. Performance, same performance as the Sparrow, but with the ability to land on water, just like the Leviathan, which appears in other games. I think that's in San Andreas. In San Andreas, that makes this a good aircraft for oyster collecting. Okay, cool. Prominent appearances and missions in Phnom Penh. It's seen being flown by an NPC beside a Sparrow. It's not obtainable by the player in that mission. And moving on to the trivia, if the player parks the Sea Sparrow inside the paint and spray, it will emerge with wheels within the pontoons. The only repair garage big enough to accommodate the Sea Sparrow is the one over at the Sunshine Autos. Therefore, it's unclear as to whether this glitch also appears in Vice City Stories. The machine gun of the Sea Sparrow sounds like an M60. Oh, look at me going underneath this bridge. Like, no problem, awesome. The Sea Sparrow is scientifically the best aircraft in the game. You should take it home with you today. The Sea Sparrow does not float on swimming pools, as the game treats the water in swimming pools differently to water in the sea. So we're going to interrupt this trip over to the military base. We'll be right back in just a minute. But let's test this idea that the water in the pools is different from the water in the sea. Yeah, we just go right underwater in the pool instead of floating on top of the water. And now we'll show you the normal behavior where the pontoons actually float and stay right on the surface of the water here in the sea. So yeah, the wiki was right here. The pontoons don't really seem to have any effect on the swimming pool water. And here I was hoping to see some wheels on the bottom of my helicopter after putting it into the paint spray. I didn't see it. Maybe it's only in another version of the game, like I'm playing on Steam. Maybe the wheels only show up somewhere else. All right, back to that original clip where we're heading over to the Hunter. The Sea Sparrow, oh, I think we're going to go under like one billboard or something, just the last obstacle before going to the base. And so the Sea Sparrow is our undefeated, undeniable champion here in the aircraft listing. Well, look out. So I strongly encourage you to take one of these home with you today. It is a great little helicopter. So as my final challenge in this Sea Sparrow, I decided to see if I could somehow sneak into the base without getting this helicopter blown up, or myself blown up, or the Hunter blown up, and see if I could escape the base with the Hunter. So let's see. We're trying to smash into these soldiers. The best defense is a good offense. That's what I learned. And so we had to take them out and hope to not get shot up too much because they can light your Hunter on fire very quickly. But here we are in the Hunter. So I'm not going to read from the wiki about the Hunter. It's our last flyable aircraft in the game, our last vehicle in this video, because I already shared a lot from the wiki about the Hunter way back in the odds and ends video where I did Brown Thunder. So we'll just take this Hunter on a very short trip over onto our obstacle course. Unsurprisingly, the Hunter is not going to fare well. It's good for certain things, but sort of tight maneuvering in small spaces ain't one of them. This thing is massive. All right, can we sneak underneath this bridge? I didn't even bother going to the right-hand gap there. The lower gap for that bridge would bounce off the golf course into the water, and we are done. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.